days, people came to Colorado from all over the country, and they originally came from other lands. They came out west looking for a change of life, to find their fortunes. It was a long trip, and along the way they would entertain themselves in the wagons with telling stories of places they came from or from their families. In order to remember those stories, they would tie something to a stick with some kind of memento that reminded them of that family member or that story. And then in the evenings, when the work was done, they could look at the story stick and tell each other stories, which I'm about to do. I think I will tell you this one. It is called Sody Saleratus. Now, saleratus, back in the pioneer days, is what we now call baking soda, which I can't quite tell you why. But if you come up to Walker Ranch, please go into the log house, and on the shelf, you'll see a little jar that says Saleratus. Well, back in the old days, there was an old man, an old woman, a little boy, a little girl, and a pet squirrel that lived in a log house in the woods. One day, the old woman, she was fixing to make some biscuits, but she saw she didn't have any Sody Saleratus. So she asked the boy to go down to the general store and bring her back some Sody Saleratus. Well, he skipped out of the house and down the road singing, Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus. And I told him, you can sing this with me. Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus. He skipped down the road, over the bridge to the store, asked the storekeeper for some Sody. Well, the storekeeper gave him a little bag, he put it in his pocket, and he was skipping back. When he got to the bridge, there was a big, ugly bear there with dirty coat and yellow drool marks down his face and his fangs, his teeth hanging out. And he went, "Ah, I'm going to eat you and your Sody Saleratus." And grabbed the boy and swallowed him down. Well, back at the house, the old woman, the old man, the little girl, and the pet squirrel were waiting for the little boy to come back. But of course he didn't. Now the old lady, she was getting a little annoyed, but she sent the little girl down the road to bring back her little brother and the Sody Saleratus. She went skipping out of the house and down the road singing, Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus, Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus. She skipped down the road over the bridge to the store. The storekeeper said, well, the boy's already been here and gone. I don't know where he is. So she headed back. She got to the bridge. And you know who was there. It was a bear. And he went, I ate the little boy, him and his Sody Saleratus, and now I'm going to eat you. Well, back in the house, the old woman, she was getting really upset because neither of those kids came back. So she sent the old man down the road to find the kids and the Sody. He went down out of the house and he went, Karumph, 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 singing, Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus, Karumph, Karumph, Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus. Went down the road over the bridge to the store. Storekeeper said, I don't know where either of them is, or I reckon they stopped by the side of the road to play. Well, he headed back and got to the bridge, and you know that old bear was there, and he went, I ate the little boy, him and the Sody Saleratus. I ate the little girl, and now I'm going to eat you. Well, now that old woman back at the house, no one came back, and Pet Squirrel was getting worried. Well, she was just really mad, and she figured she'd have to go do this herself. So she went out of the house, and she went, hutchity, 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 down the road singing, Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus, Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus, hutchity, hutchity, hutchity. Down the road, over the bridge to the store. Storekeeper, he didn't know what to say because everyone had been there and gone. She looked at him and went, Oof! And she went hutchity back and got to the bridge. And you know who was there? The bear. And he said, I ate the little boy, him and the Sody Saleratus. I ate the little girl. I ate the old man. And I'm going to eat you. Down she went. Well, you can guess who's left at the house. This is the pet squirrel. And he was running back and forth on the fireboard in front of the stove. And he was getting worried and he was getting hungrier and hungrier. No one came back. So he jumped down and shook himself off and went out the road, out of the house and skipping down the road singing, Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus, Sody, Sody, Sody Saleratus. And down the road, over the bridge to the store. Now this was at a time before animals had given up talking to people. So he stood up on his little legs and asked where everyone was. The storekeeper said, well, I don't know, they've all been here and gone. I reckon they must have all stopped by the side of the road to play. The squirrel thanked him and went out, and he got back. When he got to the bridge, you know who was there? Ate the little boy. And then Sody Saleratus ate the little girl, ate the old man, I ate the old woman. And now I'm ready for dessert. And that's going to be you. But before he could grab the squirrel scampered up a nearby tree and out onto the branch. The bear started to follow. The squirrel scrunched himself up and jumped to the branch of the neighboring tree. And the old bear said, well, if you can do that, so can I. He scrunched himself up and he jumped, but he was so big and heavy and full of people that the branch broke and he fell down, 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 and went splat on the ground. And out stepped the old man, the old woman, the little girl, and the little boy. And the old woman turned to the little boy and said, where's my Sody Saleratus? He took it out of his pocket and handed it to her, said, here it is, man. The squirrel led them all back home and jumped up on the fireboard and watched as the woman made a dozen biscuits. And because he had saved the family, the squirrel had his own plate at dinner that night and sat at the table. And do you know how many biscuits that little squirrel ate? He ate 3 whole biscuits. And that's the story of Sody Saleratus.